Hello, and welcome to the new repository for sector files for the IVEO United States Division. Here we're going to discuss how you can get the latest copies of the sector files, as well as how you can make your own changes using the OpenStreetMap online map editing tool. By the end of this video, you'll know how to have the latest, most up-to-date sector files for the entire United States Division. Let's get started. Here you can see the Sectorfiles Repository, which is made publicly available and accessible to the entire internet. This contains all of the files required for Aurora to show you the correct sector information that you're used to controlling with. All information is stored in here, including basic FAQs, getting started section, as well as the structure of the data. If you're just interested in using the sector files, it's nice and easy. Click on Code, download zip, and you can extract that zip file into your Aurora sector files folder, and you're good to go. More advanced users who wish to have the process more automated or more readily updatable can clone the repository using the Git command line client or indeed GitHub desktop. We recommend cloning it as the sector files folder, hence the name of the repository. That way, all you have to do is git pull, and your sector files will be up to date. If you're interested in contributing to our sector files, or if you notice any errors or omissions with the mapping data, that's anything that's on the ground, you can create an account at OpenStreetMap by going to openstreetmap.org and pressing Sign Up. You'll provide an email, a display name, and a password, and you'll need to confirm your email address. Once you've completed that step, you can see I'm signed in with my account here. All you need to do is press Edit, and you'll be presented with a current satellite view. Here you can see the Van Nuys Airport in California. At first, the satellite view will be fairly empty, but when you zoom in enough, you'll notice all of these lines and shapes appear. We collectively refer to these lines, shapes, and points as geos. To edit geos, simply drag them around to where they need to be. For instance, this holding point is not in the right place. By dragging it over here to where the actual holding point is, and by fixing the points around it to more closely align with the line, I've corrected the OpenStreetMap data. Lots of OpenStreetMap editing is dragging points into the right places. Now, all I do is press Done, Save. I provide a brief description of my changes, and I press Upload. OpenStreetMap will accept the changes, and within the next week, your changes will appear in the Aurora sector files automatically. No notification is required. If there's a more urgent change, such as for an upcoming event, feel free to contact the ATC operations team on Discord, and we can force it to update sooner if needed. And that's really all there is to it. A few potential gotchas that we'd like to highlight. Sometimes airports may not show up correctly in Aurora. They may be entirely missing, runways only, no shapes on the ground. Usually when that happens, that's a result of the airport boundary being wrong. Airport boundaries can be a little tricky to find sometimes, but they should be a thin white line going around the perimeter of the airport. And you can tell you've got it right because the feature type will be listed as airport, and it'll have the correct ICAO code. Select it, zoom out to see the boundary, and make sure that boundary is correct. If the boundary is wrong, the data won't be showing up in Aurora. These airport boundary fixes are going to be the most common issue you'll encounter. With that, you now know everything you need to use the latest sector files and even make your own changes to keep everything up to date. We look forward to you controlling in our airspace, and we appreciate any time you spend helping to keep our data up to date. For changes that don't involve data on the ground, changes such as procedures, Changes such as airspace boundaries, that's going to require involvement of the ATC operations team. Procedures are automatically generated from the latest FAA-released ARAC cycle every week. And in addition, the airspace boundaries are generated from WebEye. If you need changes made to any of this data, please contact the ATC operations team with a request, or file an issue in the GitHub repository. If you notice additional airports that you wish to have included in neighboring sectors, there's a mega thread for that in GitHub. Simply post the airport that you want added and the sector you want added to, and if it's a sufficiently pressing issue that affects control, we'll be sure to get that added, again, within the next week. Thank you for your time and effort, and we look forward to seeing you on Scope. Have a great day.